Breaking: 240 Chinese fighter jets airborne simultaneously. Taiwan Strait engulfed in aerial warfare. The invasion begins now. People's Liberation Army Air Force launches largest combat air patrol in history. Taiwanese F-16V Fighting Falcons scramble from Hualien and Taichung airbases. First contact at 0547 local time. Skyfront brings you live developments, where air wars break first. Chinese J-20 Mighty Dragon stealth fighters lead the formation. 48 fifth-generation aircraft establish air superiority zones. J-16 multirole fighters follow in massive waves. 62 aircraft armed with PL-15 long-range air-to-air missiles. J-10C Vigorous Dragon fighters provide close support. 85 aircraft carrying PL-10 short-range missiles. The numerical advantage overwhelming. Taiwan's Air Force outnumbered 4-1. Republic of China Air Force activates total defense protocols. 142 F-16V Block 20 fighters operational. 60 Mirage 2005 interceptors ready. Indigenous defense fighters scrambled. Every available aircraft launches. Pilots sleep in cockpits for 72 hours. Continuous alert status. Fuel trucks standing by. Ordnance preloaded. Taiwan prepares for the fight of its existence. First aerial engagement occurs 15 kilometers east of Penghu Islands. 4 Taiwanese F-16V intercept 12 Chinese J-16s. Radar lock achieved. Fox 3 calls transmitted. AIM-120C8 AMRAAM missiles launched. Chinese formation breaks. Evasive maneuvers executed. Chaff deployed. Electronic countermeasures activated. 2 J-16s hit. Both aircraft streaming fuel. 1 pilot ejects over water. Second aircraft attempts emergency landing. Crashes into Taiwan Strait. Confirmed kill. Taiwan scores first blood. Chinese forces regroup and counterattack. 20 J-16s converge on the Taiwanese fighters. PL-15 missiles fired from beyond visual range. Maximum engagement distance 145 kilometers. Taiwanese pilots receive missile warning. Defensive maneuvers initiated. 1 F-16V takes missile hit. Pilot ejects successfully. Rescue helicopter dispatched. Second F-16V damaged but returns to base. The exchange ratio favors quantity over quality. Most effective asset in this opening battle? A. Stealth fighters. B. Long-range missiles. C. Numerical superiority. Comment your answer now. Skyfront tactical analysis. Chinese strategy focuses on attrition warfare. Launch overwhelming numbers. Accept losses. Exhaust Taiwanese defenses. Classic People's Liberation Army doctrine. Taiwan cannot sustain this pace. Ammunition limited. Replacement aircraft non-existent. Pilots reaching exhaustion. Meanwhile, China rotates fresh squadrons. Endless reinforcements available. Mainland air bases launch continuous sorties. The mathematics brutal. Taiwan's survival depends on external intervention. United States receives emergency communication at 06:15 Taiwan time. Presidential hotline activated. National Security Council convenes. Indopacom raises alert status to DEFCON 2. 7th Fleet repositions. USS Gerald R. carrier strike group increases speed. Current position 400 kilometers east of Taiwan. FA-18EF Super Hornets prepared for launch. EA-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft ready. E-2D Advanced Hawkeye airborne early warning active. American air power mobilizes but remains outside engagement range. Political authorization required. President hesitates. Nuclear-armed opponents face off. Miscalculation risks global catastrophe. Hours pass while Taiwan bleeds. Japanese Air Self-Defense Force monitors from Okinawa. 40 F-35A Lightning II fighters on alert. E-767 AWACS aircraft tracking all movements. Japan cannot intervene without Diet approval. Constitutional constraints bind their hands. Prime Minister calls emergency cabinet session. Debate rages while combat intensifies. Chinese second wave arrives at Oro 730. 80 additional fighters join the battle. H-6K strategic bombers approach from the west. Each carries 6 CJ-10 land attack cruise missiles. Target: Taiwanese air defense installations and runways. Taiwan's Skybow air defense systems engage. Skybow third missiles launch. First bomber intercepted at 90 kilometers. Second bomber hit at 75 kilometers. Massive explosions visible from ground. Debris rains into ocean, but sheer numbers overwhelm defenses. 16 H-6K bombers survive. 96 CJ-10 cruise missiles launch simultaneously. Taiwanese air defenses fire everything. Patriot PAC-3 batteries engage. Tiancong surface-to-air missiles launch. Hawk systems activate. 47 cruise missiles destroyed. 49 breakthrough defenses. Runway at Taoyuan Air Base cratered. 8 F-16Vs destroyed on ground. Fuel depot at Chiayi explodes. Secondary explosions continue for hours. Command bunker at Hsinchu penetrated. Communications disrupted. Taiwan's air defense network degrading rapidly. Wait, breaking development. American B-1B Lancer bombers detected departing Andersen Air Force Base, Guam. 4 aircraft airborne. Flight profile indicates Taiwan direction. AGM-158 JASSM cruise missiles loaded. 200-kilometer standoff range. Each bomber carries 24 missiles. 96 precision weapons total. Chinese forces track American approach. Air defense networks activate. S-400 batteries on Hainan Island energize radars. HQ-9B systems along Fujian coast prepare engagement. The Americans flying into contested airspace. Authorization to fire unclear. Rules of engagement ambiguous. International incident imminent. Skyfront analysis reveals the escalation ladder climbing rapidly. What began as regional air superiority fight now involves 3 nuclear powers with over 5,000 combat aircraft between them and the potential for miscalculation leading to strategic exchange growing with each passing minute as American, Chinese, Japanese, and Taiwanese forces converge in airspace measuring less than 200 kilometers across. Aerial combat continues unabated. 9 hours into operation. Confirmed losses mounting. 18 Taiwanese fighters destroyed. 63 pilots killed or missing. 29 Chinese aircraft shot down. 41 crew members lost. The exchange rate actually favors Taiwan. Superior training and weapons quality show results. American-supplied AIM-120 missiles outperform Chinese PL-15. Taiwanese pilots better trained, but numbers inexorable. China loses 3 aircraft for every Taiwanese loss. Still maintains 4-to-1 numerical advantage. The mathematics doomed Taiwan eventually. What is the combat radius of the J-20 stealth fighter? A. 1,200 kilometers. B. 1,850 kilometers. C. 2,200 kilometers. The answer determines operational tempo. Chinese J-20s demonstrate surprising effectiveness. Stealth characteristics complicate Taiwanese targeting. Several surprise attacks executed. 4 F-16Vs destroyed without warning. Pilots never saw attackers. Low radar cross-section provides crucial advantage. Taiwan's ground-based radars struggle detecting J-20 signatures. Airborne early warning aircraft targeted first. E-2T Hawkeye 2000 shot down. Taiwan's situational awareness crippled. Fighting becomes fragmented. Individual engagements, no coordination. Chinese exploit the chaos. Concentrate forces against isolated Taiwanese fighters. Pack tactics overwhelm defenders. Does this Chinese air blockade push Asia closer to regional war? Comment Y or N. American B-1Bs reach launch position, 1,400 kilometers from Taiwan. Still outside Chinese engagement range. Bomber doors open. JASSM cruise missiles deploy. 96 weapons released. Flight time approximately 90 minutes. Target: Chinese airfields in Fujian province. Destroy aircraft on ground. Crater runways. Eliminate fuel storage. Cripple launch capability. The American commitment made. No turning back. Chinese satellite surveillance detects missile launch. Early warning systems activate. Counter-air operations initiated. J-20 fighters diverted to intercept cruise missiles. Difficult targeting. Small radar cross-section. Low-altitude flight. Chinese success rate poor. Only 12 JASSMs destroyed. 84 continue toward targets. Chinese air defense systems engage. HQ-9B missiles launch. HQ-16 medium-range systems fire. Short-range HQ-17 activated. Layered defense activated. 63 cruise missiles intercepted. 21 JASSM reach targets. Fuzhou Air Base hit hard. 3 runways cratered. 19 J-16 fighters destroyed on ground. Fuel farm explodes. Massive fireball visible from space. Longqi Air Base damaged. 2 runways closed. 14 aircraft destroyed. Operations suspended minimum 48 hours. The American strike degrades Chinese capability significantly. Sortie rate drops immediately. Pressure on Taiwan eases temporarily. Beijing faces critical decision. Escalate or negotiate. Retaliate against American forces or accept tactical setback. Central Military Commission debates options. President Xi demands recommendations. Hardliners advocate attacking American bombers. Moderates counsel restraint. Nuclear threshold dangerously close. Meanwhile, the air war continues. Taiwanese forces regroup. Surviving F-16Vs return to operational airbases. Rearming proceeds quickly. Ground crews work frantically. 20-minute turnaround achieved. Pilots grab food and coffee. No sleep possible. Adrenaline sustains them. Younger pilots vomiting from stress. Veterans remain focused. The defense continues. If you follow real air warfare in the Pacific, type Skyfront in comments. Japanese decision arrives. Diet authorizes limited defensive operations. F-35A fighters cleared to engage Chinese aircraft threatening Japanese territory. Senkaku Islands declared protected zone. E-767 AWACS extends coverage. Japan's involvement changes calculations. Chinese now face 2-front air defense problem. Taiwan to the east, Japan to the northeast. Force concentration becomes difficult. 12 Japanese F-35As establish combat air patrol. Chinese J-20s probe the defenses. First 5th generation versus 5th generation engagement in history. Both aircraft stealth designs. Radar detection difficult. Visual identification required. Merge inevitable. 4 J-20s versus 4 F-35As. Altitude 28,000 feet. Closing speed Mach 1.4. The ultimate fighter comparison begins. Japanese pilots achieve lock first. AIM-120D missiles launched. Chinese detect launch. Countermeasures deployed. 1 J-20 hit. Catastrophic damage. Pilot ejects. Second J-20 evades. Returns fire. PL-15 missile tracks Japanese F-35A. Proximity fuse detonates. Shrapnel penetrates wing. Fuel leak develops. Japanese pilot heads to Okinawa. Emergency landing executed. The exchange tactical draw. Both sides demonstrate capability. Neither dominates. Stealth versus stealth equals mutual vulnerability. Tactics and training determine outcomes, not just technology. 14 hours into Blockade. Situation assessment grim. Taiwan loses 43 fighters total, 16 air bases damaged, 3 completely destroyed, fuel reserves depleted 40%, ammunition stocks critical, pilot fatigue extreme. Chinese losses heavier, 87 aircraft destroyed, but operational capability intact. Reinforcements continue arriving. Fresh pilots rotate in. The siege sustainable indefinitely for China. Taiwan's clock ticking toward 0 hour. American carrier strike group reaches launch position. USS Gerald R begins flight operations. F/A-18 Super Hornets launch in waves. 48 fighters airborne. EA-18G Growlers jam Chinese radars. E-2D Hawkeyes provide targeting data. American naval aviation enters the fight. Chinese anti-ship ballistic missiles activate. DF-21D carrier killers prepared. DF-26 intermediate-range missiles ready. Shore-based H-6J bombers armed with YJ-12 supersonic anti-ship missiles. The carrier strike group at risk. American admiral weighs options. Proceed or withdraw. The decision determines war or peace. What happens next in this Taiwan Strait air war? Comment predictions below. Diplomatic channels activate simultaneously. United Nations Security Council emergency session. China vetoes any resolution. United States demands immediate cessation. Europe calls for negotiations. ASEAN nations terrified. Global shipping paralyzed. Taiwan Strait closed to commercial traffic. 20% of world trade disrupted. Stock markets crash globally. Oil prices spike. Economic consequences catastrophic. Yet fighting continues. Night falls over Taiwan Strait. Darkness changes nothing. Chinese forces equipped with infrared search and track systems. Night vision capable. Operations continue. Taiwanese pilots exhausted. Effectiveness degrading. Accident rate increases. 2 F-16Vs crash on landing. Pilot error, fatigue-induced. The human factor becomes critical. Machines function. People break. Day 1 concludes with strategic stalemate. China establishes air blockade. Taiwan survives but weakened. America committed but cautious. Japan involved but limited. The war enters day 2 with no end visible. The tactical quiz answer, B, 1850 kilometers is the combat radius of the J-20 stealth fighter, which allows it to operate over Taiwan for approximately 90 minutes before requiring refueling, explaining the rotation patterns observed throughout the day as Chinese forces maintain continuous pressure despite individual aircraft fuel limitations, with aerial refueling tankers operating over Fujian province to extend endurance for critical missions. 3 essential questions answered. Will air attacks continue? Absolutely guaranteed. China committed fully. Cannot retreat without victory. Taiwan must resist or surrender. America engaged incrementally. Japan drawn into conflict. Day 2 brings intensified operations. More aircraft, more missiles, more casualties. The escalation spiral continues upward. Who holds air superiority? Contested heavily. China controls western approaches. Taiwan defends eastern sectors. American carrier aviation shifts balance. Japanese involvement complicates Chinese planning. No side dominates completely. Every sortie contested. Every missile defended. Superiority measured hourly. Changes constantly. The battle continues. What happens next? China increases pressure. More bombers launched. Cruise missile strikes intensify. Taiwan's infrastructure targeted. Runways, ports, power plants, communications nodes. Systematic destruction campaign begins. Taiwan requests more American support. Fighter reinforcements, missiles, ammunition, fuel. Political will tested. America faces choice. Commit fully or abandon ally. Half measures failing. Japanese forces expand role. More F-35s deployed. Naval assets mobilized. Constitutional constraints loosening. Regional war becomes total war. Nuclear powers edge closer. Miscalculation probability rising. Diplomatic solutions rejected. Military options exhausted. The situation deteriorates. This is Skyfront. Real air combat, real consequences, real implications for global security. The Taiwan air blockade represents the most dangerous military confrontation since Cuban Missile Crisis and demonstrates modern aerial warfare's complexity, where technological superiority, numerical advantage, and strategic positioning interact in ways that make outcomes unpredictable and escalation nearly inevitable. Subscribe to Skyfront, where air wars break first, when the Pacific ignites, when superpowers collide, when the future hangs in balance. We break it first. Skyfront delivers the intelligence you need when air superiority determines survival.